Poem number 30. I lived in an old Victorian clapboard, trim fringed with flowery garlands, spiral staircase, milk-paned front door glass, a cemetery behind the house, checkered fields rumpling in blue and yellow and buttoned with cracked shacks, grubbin' country of suicide on full moon nights. On the porch, my nephew, aiming on the crosshairs of his new BB gun, shot the right eye out of an owl in the tree in the front yard at night. It dropped, a lead arrowhead on the end of a plumb line, full of death, gray wings dazed, grasped helplessly for air. Once an ally, air became an enemy plopped. It careened in the dirt at the foot of the tree. I was horrified when my nephew called me out to ask my help. What should we do, Uncle Jimmy? Its right eye splintered into a ribbon of jellied blood, reflected in its moon slime, red mirror, our meaningless violence. I tasted this stupid act, on my tongue, chalk bone dust. As if I had opened a coffin and stuffed my mouth with bone dust, I could hardly breathe that moment. My young nephew taught to shoot at anything that moves. Listen as I told him the owl's eye is his soul. One of two. It carries, and taking the right eye, destruction would now follow. We were scared, confused. As he held the owl, blood dripped on the bare board porch under the porch light at our shoes. Warm feathers exuded omen of evil to come. Its claws were underground stalagmites, its beak a spiritual cutting knife. Suddenly the darkness counted our graces. We held it as coins divided between thieves, and the coldness of the hour left us alone, bitterly numb with the act. We must let him go, I said. There are things you don't doctor, no vet, no forgiveness for some acts. The hillside beauty contoured in dark folds gave up a minty fragrance of black spring, ground worming awake. Let it go. Blood-letting owl's eye is a world with no axis, is a boat at sea with no man. In the owl's bloody eye, I saw smoking mirror, plumes of gray smoke making my eyes cry. It was not till a few nights later that my sister and her husband sat playing cards in the parlor, while I sat upstairs typing away, and through the floorboard cracks smoke unfurled. I heard my name cried, then screams, and when I ran downstairs, the house was gagged in smoke and the smell of burnin', picture frames, smolderin' couch, wood crackled beneath my shoes. Then, standing outside watching the house burn, I saw the owl's eye again. I saw the owl's eye throw its golden glare over the cemetery. Over our face, bronzing our guilt in the night, a Baroque plaque, etched with blossoming trees, white headstone, flagstone walkway, and 4 people standing arm in arm, at distance from the flames, guilty of the deed. Everything we had was destroyed. Arc of cleansing fire, cackling through recent brush memory, a towering heat, giving back the sight of our frailty and how little we really know. I gripped my nephew's hand, looked down in his face, and I knew his eyes saw the owl's eye in the flame. This house fire had given back to the owl enough light for an eye he took. We walked down the dirt road. An emptiness of wrong filled us. My sister, hysterical, fled into the alfalfa fields and danced, twirled and twirled by herself like she was mad, and then she rushed to the cemetery and sat back to a headstone and wept. I followed her, patted her sobbing shoulders, praising what we had lost as an event to start over, saying the fire was a prayer, a cleansing prayer. Rubble of ash smoldering behind us, a feathery incantation of a lost eye. No amount of technology could repair. Only something in the heart that tells us all life is as valuable as ours.